Let's go. Hopefully you guys see this, man. This is the first time in a while the market has actually gapped down and continued down. So it was pretty calm. I'm going to talk about what happened here in the market, some of the bigger events and moves we saw. It was a weird day. You know, that's the 5-minute chart. You guys are most likely used to me watching the 1 minute, but a lot of weird moves throughout the end of the day. I want to talk about that. And as you see here with the title of this video, I want to talk about Brexit. Is it going to crash the market and what's going to happen? So there's updates on that. We finally have that. I'm going to talk about Brexit, what I think the markets are actually going to do from here, where they could go, and kind of recap to today and explain why the stock market went down. Because beyond there, another quick thing, there's a whole nother trade war got started today. So there was effects. We saw the spillover from Boeing, all sorts of stuff. So we have a lot to cover. Before I get into that, my first thing I have to say, shout out the chat. If you don't know what that is, we are live trading Monday through Friday. So go there. It's in the description. We start 30 minutes before open. But man, it was killer today. We had well over 700 people. You know, the amount of people, I'm telling you guys, the information, everything. So be there. Don't miss it. And also, if I miss anything in this video, when the chat is not there, use these videos, comment below, and use this as a discussion. If I missed anything, put it below. If you think that's why the stock market went down today, put that below. Whatever you're expecting with Brexit, your theories, anything like that, comment below. So we have a few things coming into the markets this week, or even in for tomorrow, and getting us set up for this hump day. It's going to be interesting. So again, I don't know if I told you, make sure you thumbs up the video, but I'm going to talk about that also on the watch list. I post a watch list tonight. Get on that. We might also stream a stock analyzing lesson. I don't know. We'll see how today goes, but let's get into it. So there's Brexit, FOMC, and today we had the retail numbers. That is what affected the markets. We could go look at that, but coming into tomorrow, so you guys are prepared, watch for the FOMC. That's going to be important. There's also the ECB, Draghi in the morning, so that can have an effect. And European markets finally went down today, but this was the big effect, and this is what, you know, the markets, like I said, you guys are seeing the after hours when I have it up there. Oh, you guys have to see the dirtiness on the screen. I clean it too. I don't know why it looks like that. But that's how it looks if you don't see the pre-market trading. So it opened there, pre-market, it traded low, it opened lower, it had a slight move up, but then literally this was the most important part for today. It was about 3 hours of straight down, then we consolidated. There was the literally on the dot, the 12:30 rip up, and then it came down. But that last even 2 minutes, if you guys are watching live, it was pretty wild there. I don't know if you guys could see that good. Yeah, it was a pretty massive move, and you know, we did see Chinese currency move. And again, why did the market go down today on that? Oh, look at the chat, man. We had 740 on the likes, man. I'm telling you, you guys are missing out on this. But where is it? The Chinese currency moved and Brexit moved, or the pound moved slightly. But what was I going to just say? Oh, I was explaining why the market actually went down. It was because of the British trade talks. This isn't my belief. So because of today, and Europe was finally down, there was bad data. You know, we got an update, which I'm going to talk about on Brexit, but nothing too crazy with the pound. You guys saw it, you know, early in the morning, it had some crazier moves. But Trump, they actually put tariffs on Airbus, which, you know, Boeing dropped down even further today, which helped bring the market. And again, it closed down 5%. And that's on the watch list. But, you know, the tariffs supposedly should have helped Boeing, but it could make them a target by the EU. And Trump started threatening talks about more trade, you know, literally just kind of how the Chinese trade stuff started. And that's what brought, you know, he's doing the same exact thing, saying we're going to escalate the tariffs. Wants to start on EU. He started with the small set, so that could put Boeing in the sights of just the market and international trade, and it's already weak. But then that's what caused the market to go down. Rates dropped on that as well, and the markets didn't go too much, but everything was down now. You know, the Dow Jones, you guys could see, and again, 200 points is pretty big. We haven't seen any moves like that recently, but everything was down. The VIX even held up. That was something to point out. The Dow Jones transports, that actually was down too, even the small caps, and we were usually seeing those leads. So again, watch there. We have the finance earnings. You know, I think Friday you're going to see Wells Fargo and some other bank stocks, and then Monday Goldman Sachs and Citi. So keep your eyes out for how that's playing, but that's what dropped the market in one. And now here's the situation with Brexit. And I know a lot, you know, we've talked about this. I think we need to explain this for some people. I'm going to talk about it kind of briefly here to make it, because what does tomorrow hold? You know, tomorrow is a pivotal week. One, the VIX is up the last 3 days now. So now the premium is getting there. And I said, be careful as an option trader. I'm going to talk about this today because it's the middle of the week on Wednesday. The premiums are up now. So there's a chance for a huge volatility crush and nothing to happen Thursday, Friday. And now how is Brexit setting up? They announced today it's been quiet the last 2 days. I said it's been very weird that it's been quiet. But why it's been quiet, they're going tomorrow before the parliament. I don't know if the parliamentary elections are tomorrow, but pretty much the EU, they're supposed to have a meeting. EU's going to approve it tomorrow. They're supposedly going to give Brexit or Britain an extension up until May 22nd. And by May 22nd, they have to have a withdrawal agreement ratified. So Brexit is still going to go through, but they just have to get that agreement. However, if they don't get it done by May 22nd, it'll kick them out June 1st. So up until tomorrow, Brexit's still in the air, but the market's pricing in. They're going to get another extension. That eases the market concern for literally one more month as far as Brexit is concerned. So if that goes through, watch out for that. That brings any puts playing on Brexit, anything, that brings it off the table. But now this is what I'm saying, my expectations for the rest of this week coming in, especially the next 2 weeks, not the next week, but the week after that is when it really gets hot with earnings. But coming into earnings, if Brexit gets ruled off the table, we're going to see how the market responds to the EU tensions. That, the market responded today. So that's our first time seeing more talks and the markets go down on that. And again, we haven't seen any news in the markets the last few weeks. And we've seen the market make moves like this. So I could be wrong by jumping to conclusions and saying, hey, the market's moving off of the EU tensions and, the trade wars. We'll see. But the market has already proven to us that it will make these moves based on stuff. It doesn't really need the news. So be careful. Again, expectations if you've watched the videos and know what we talk about with that. But essentially, if Brexit gets ruled off the table, one thing, that's the only thing I think could bring the market down and could create a real crazy month here. But if that doesn't happen, watch for a melt up. And I think coming into earnings, things are going to start pricing in. Things will start doing good. Some bank stocks are already pricing in accordingly. So I think we're going to see a huge effect through that. So, and again, I think a melt up that could easily break us through highs because the volatility is just coming up on the VIX. But other than that, the call pricing's down. The only risks are the trade war, and that has fell to the back burner a little bit. We haven't heard much about it, and it kind of fizzled. And watch if the Chinese yuan decreases, but that's pretty much it. And that's kind of where I'm at with this. Make sure you're on the chat so you guys see where we're going. I've been putting out specific options to watch on the watch list, so make sure you guys are there. But that's it. Subscribe to the video. If you're new, like the video, show some love. If I missed anything, let me know. I'm trying to think real quickly. We talked about rates. We talked about the currency. That was pretty much it. And I think the tensions there is why the market's been up. It's kind of cooling down. And the fact everything went down. We didn't see a leader in any way, shape, or form in any of these other segments. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I'll see you on stream tomorrow. Let's go!